Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn through the storm, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. When my way grows drear, precious Lord, linger near. When my life is almost gone, hear my prayer, hold my hand, lest I fall. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. When the darkness appears and the night draws near, and the day is past and gone, as the river I'll stand. God, my feet, Lord, hold my hand. Take my hand, Lord, take my hand. Lord, take my hand. You're my precious Lord. Lead me home.
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But what if they do? What if they know that the greater works that you would later restore them to would screw every colored girl and boy who grew their locks and afros to prove that a just life wasn't attainable? What if they knew that the very systems they created was only for others, the others, immigrants, displaced, misplaced people, the differently able to behave in a way that places them in a position of power to enslave? First the body, then the mind. Now our souls are intertwined with artificial intelligence that hosts no spine, no heart, no blood, just skin and a motherboard that has no parental rage of who has access. Welcome to the new world, where forgiveness can be omitted with just a quick scroll through memes and quotable themes that justify what was done is deemed. And I've heard the word that forgiveness is never for them, but for me. So forgive me if I cannot see forgiveness as a way to wipe the slate clean, when I am struggling just to breathe, when living water, drinking water, bathing in water is the cause of death. Please forgive me when I see forgiveness as a means for others to live in their shallow peace while deep graves of unfulfilled dreams are buried because my skin looks scurry, my mouth is proud, my stance is strong, and I growl and I cry and I cry out loud. God, forgive me For I know what to do, but I don't. Struggling if I will or I won't. Wanting you to align your wrath with my rage in a world built in your name, yet nailed you because truth and the many paths that were slain. Forgiveness has become the excuse for one to do whatever one wants to do. Forgive us for not always being open with our thoughts and how we truly feel when state-sanctioned murders cause our silent existence. So we can truly heal, constantly living in a state of worry for those who resemble us. Fear that they won't view us in your likeness. Fearfully and wonderfully made in the Imago Dei, they perpetrate their empire as truth, light, and the only way. Then praise their systemic patriarchal act as a part of our destiny. So God, allow me, please, to forgive them for what they know, and pray that one day they will behold a seat so close that they can feel the heat of the cold, but are never comfortable with what they've knowingly done and never sought forgiveness for. Let their acts replay in a way that they must first forgive themselves for the hell they raise in a place you created for us all to experience your paradise. A place you create for all life, to live free, to love free, to remember that we are all divine even in our humanity. Be free, y'all. Get free. Peace.
And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. Verily. Today my mommy, my daddy, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my grannies, my grandpas, my unborn babies sit today in paradise. Absent from my arms, absent from my table, absent from my life, but together in with Christ in paradise. I glow in this premise, but in the real, I lament. And I remember as a child praying to God that she would take me first so that I would never experience this heartache. Oh, my selfish innocence. But I know today that they are all with God in paradise, but I still grieve the today emptiness. Verily, paradise, not unlike that remorseful thief. Their confessions of faith or innocence thereof provided safe transport and promise, but I promise that the ache of loss grieves me here today. I seek to locate the hidden treasure of the comfort that they at least had the ability to be and be with me, even if only evidenced through grainy images highlighting a faint fetal heartbeat. Verily, paradise. How do I know to reach between the interwoven layers of sin and grief and grab a hold of that tiny seed of belief and see the king in between and claim out loud the truth? Buried beneath the murk and mire of religiosity, bureaucratic and administrative hypocrisy, to grab the being of ultimate truth by peeling away an intelligence curated by worldly considerations. Considerations that wear neat bows tied to messages, motivating unanchored egos. Egos seeking scarce housing in shells of degrading flesh. Egos These untethered beings seeking home amongst bastardized addresses, gentrified to levels of sell your soul expensive, to grasp that through him all of my sins are forgiven. Oh, verily, verily, verily. I am an nth generational Christian. A lineage loaded with deacons and deaconesses, lay readers, choir members, evangelists, pastors, storefront preachers. It runs DNA deep, but it still required a personal confession. The innocent plea at the age of 3, when I so very clearly grasped the grandeur and reverence of the King. Yes, that grasp is legitimate. But even at that age, I was no better than the 2 thieves, because over time I would waffle between ridicule and reverence, leaning to the bend of a popular wind, shearing over varying degrees of skewed social ethos, dismos, hestos, penitent and irreverent, vacillating with criminality, times of humility, juxtaposed against times when I was unapologetically and arrogantly doing me, for me, all about me, 'cause it's just me being me. Though lo and behold, verily, my foundation of faith rests solely on a confession rooted in my prepubescence, begging for Christ to remember me, awaiting the time when I could fully comprehend that verily today, a confession void of unfinished seminary degrees, void of a firm understanding of how Gilgamesh meshes with biblical mysteries, or even void of a firm reconciling of whether or not I am a J, E, P, or D, absent the commitment to an ascribed hermeneutic, absent of discussions and debates, published treaties, and Zoomed academic dialogues, absent the decision to follow right 2 or right 1, absent the commitment to a denomination, but yet still clearly loved and seen. Verily, paradise. All while looking beyond those that lie in wait, absent of mercy and grace, seeking to condemn me, to flay my flesh astride a wretched cross. Can you grasp the simple truth? I'm still grasping, while shifting my forever present grief to the understanding promise of an eternal comfort. Verily, paradise. Even if for therapeutically encouraged moments, so that because of a simple, heartfelt confession, a knowing of the truth, the way and the light, you too can be like my mommy, my daddy, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my grannies, my grandpas, my unborn babies. Today, you will know that you know, because you are known by the one who all will one day know, that verily, verily today, you too can claim residence in paradise. Will there be one?
Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. Were you there? Were you there? He cried out, Mama, they about to kill me. Was that Tyree or was that George Floyd? My hashtag remembrance brain is failing me now. Were you there? No turning back, life is leaving me. I just can't breathe. Were you there? Oh, 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 sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Woman, behold your son, son, behold your mother, his words of care. to take heed and trust. So many questions this grief familiar we bear. In the bellies of vessels of the middle passage somewhere. Take hold, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. How long did it take them to crucify my Lord? How long did it take them to murder George Floyd? Tyree Nichols, the latest travesty. Tyree 2023, my Lord. Poor baby, how many more steps to be securely at the home of his mother's front door? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble. Tremble, were you there? Because indeed I felt like I was there. How many more murder trials that make me want to tremble? Tremble. Yes, I had to take it back, Negro spiritual style. The only medicine to comfort me after I watch unjust trial after trial. I am Mary Mother. You are Mary Mother, sitting beneath the cross on which the Son is being crucified. My baby, he said, woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. And from that hour, we knew the charge was to take care of each other. Like too many mothers in America today, Mary, you, me, we find ourselves standing seemingly at a crime scene. A murder has been committed. Jesus, our sons and daughters find themselves caught up in odds with authorities and political establishment of the day, the powers that be, systems call it the cross of the lynching tree. Unjust justice court. Yes, indeed, we know. And it makes me simply want to tremble. Were you there? Were you there? The crimes, the countless crimes, all familiar to you, me, we. There, he, she, they find themselves at the hands of authorities deemed guilty without ever committing a crime. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Once nailed to a tree, today knee to neck, and on the pavement they lay. Woman, man, behold your child, behold them. Don't you see mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles, granddaddies and grandmammies, mommies and mammies, trannies? You were there. Imagine Mary's feelings and thoughts as she saw her son on that cruel cross. As she saw her baby's life slipping away. Were you there? He was being murdered while the criminals were being set free, and yet his focus was on you and me. Were you there? Yes, you were there. She stood there helpless, watching him suffer for righteousness' sake to set us free. You and me, for just a moment. Imagine the grief and pain overcoming, seizing her. But she's without words to express. As the crowd cries out, crucify him, her spirit cries out, no. Although I was not there at the scene of the murder, although I wasn't at the cross that day, the reality is we are all there. Yes, we've all been there. This is a narrative we've seen play out too many times in the modern day. Yeah, saints and ain'ts. Just as we were there at the cross with Mary and the beloved disciples and her entourage, we were there in every lynching tree that bore strange fruit. Just as we were there with Emmett Till being dragged behind a car, we were there in the pulpit with Martin. Just as we were there with Malcolm in the Audubon room, we were there with my brother, Medgar in his driveway. In the same way, we were there with Deion Johnson and Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Marcellus Stinnett, Rashad Brooks, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, and oddly enough, the list continues. Yet, today the call is clear. We are to bring into remembrance all whose bodies have hung on a strange tree, their lives perhaps a threat to the authorities, ultimately the powers that be. As such, the call is to behold and take care. In the midst of grief and despair, Jesus is entrusting us into each other's care. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Talk together, children, don't you get weary. Sing together, children, don't you get weary. Jesus says we'll resume our time together with all the others in a great camp meeting in my Father's promised land. I pray you'll be there. Thanks be to God.
YaNi, aka Miracle the Messenger, recorded April 7th, 2023, 11:44. Lynching us, said the little boy in my English class, reading those old-time books we all had to read. The ones with the big black buck. Little boy said, they never stopped lynching us. He turned the pages to witness bloodshed, deep dark red, lynching us. Brown paper bag test, stay out the sun lest. They'll never stop lynching us. Little girl next to him said, this looks like Dad. His pick in her bag, man hanging from tree. Poplar, peculiar people. The ones amused by death guess they'll never stop lynching us. Then baby girl hung her head with face full of dread, tears shed said, they'll never stop lynching us. Bus filled with black and white, don't let this be the night that they really stop lynching us. Get on board, little children, there's room for you, more doom for you, gloom for you. We'll never stop lynching ya. What more can be said? Another life shot dead. Will they ever stop lynching us?
I thirst. Yeah, I said it. So I guess you know that I'm human, like you. I thirst. So let's not get brand new and think that I'm just talking about a sip of water. I need you to think a bit harder. I turned water into wine. I could make it rain to get a drink anytime, but do you really think I just thirst for a drink? After all I've said, all I've done, you know I don't waste words. Please think about what you've heard. I thirst for more than a sip. I thirst for more than your fandom. I thirst for more than your praise and worship. In fact, I didn't even ask you for that. You love it more than living in my facts. Facts like those who follow me feed. Folks who follow me lead. Folk who follow me can't be obsessed with getting more than giving. Folk who follow me are concerned with how folk living. And I ain't talking about their confession. I'm talking about their health and their healing. I'm talking about their being. I thirst. I thirst for greater works. But capitalism got y'all going berserk. My hope was change, not games. My hope was revolution, not arrogant institutions. My hope was grace and freedom, but y'all still letting false prophets cheat them. The least of these. With me, they thirst for less fear and more faith, for more action and less cake. That vinegar is what I got, but I wish it wasn't what y'all still giving me. I thought you were with me since you keep calling me all the time like you're feeling me. What's water sounds good, but change sounds better. Pay attention to me and get about Paul's letters. They knew I needed water and chose to give me bitterness instead. You have the option to lift your community or treat my ministry like it's dead. What are you going to do with your thirsty Jesus? How are you going to keep treating your thirsty neighbors? You know thirst. I saw you chugging last week. But I didn't give you vinegar. I gave you life-changing love, and it's what I'm waiting to see. Do something different than that jive turkey did to me. Give folks something to replenish their God-given lives. Don't let them hang on crosses like me. I thirst. I thirst.
Are you staying past finished? Today's scripture is from John 19:30, and it states, "When he had received the drink, Jesus said, 'It is finished.' With that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit." The title is the question I pose to you. And this body invites you to find your answer. Are you staying past finished? Now, I'm not here to sway, to test, or even to argue. I'm here to exegete, invite, and dialogue about the question on the table. Are you staying past finished? Is the assignment that you're on, the post that you have been given, and the task you have been handed, is it over? Did you forget to put down the gavel, pack up your desk, pass the mic, walk away from that relationship, or say with clarity, just like Jesus, "It is finished"? Well, me either. I must confess that I am guilty of staying past finished. Yet, unlike Jesus, I let my desires to be needed obscure the exit sign above my assignment's door, and I began laying permanent bricks on temporary land and wondering why my foundation was broken, busted, and you can fill in the blank. So like I said, I stayed past finished. Yet upon reviewing the text of John 19:30, I didn't stay past finished. I went to the text and did what Jesus did. 1, I opened up my mouth. 2, I humbled my humanity. And 3, I owned my agency to exit. If you look in the text, Jesus first declared his assignment finished. He said aloud what our minds tend to distort when we stay in the echo chambers of our thoughts. So open up your mouth and remind yourself that your assignment is complete. You're exiting stage left, and you're taking your talents, like LeBron, to South Beach or elsewhere. And second, Jesus humbled his humanity and bowed his head in submission to the assignment's finish. We need to humble ourselves. I needed to humble myself upon our exit and not let our insecurities and desires to be revered, seen, or needed distort our humility by not bowing out and making room for what's next. Jesus submitted to the ending he knew was inevitable. It's now our turn. And last, Jesus owned the agency of his exit. The text submits that Jesus never died at the hands of any man. Instead, he gave up his own spirit And Jesus escorted himself out, exited on his own accord, and did not need a security guard to help him find the door marked exit. Friends, we have to learn to stop giving other people the power to take from us the audacity and agency of our exits. So, the question still remains, are you staying past finished? Because now you know you don't have to, because it is finished.
Shine. Letting my light shine with confidence in him, creator of the world, the one who knows the stars by name. He knew me before I was formed in my mama's womb, giver of good gifts. Jesus, the Son of God, abides in me and I in him. To be rich is to carry his love, which flows so deep in my heart. This is the greatest gift of all. It springs forth like living water from my belly. I can't help but speak of him, pointing all glory to him, bearing his fruit, spreading unspeakable joy which surpasses any pain in my life I've experienced. Oh, he is my sunshine and his sun shines. Since I am his daughter in sonship, I shine like a city on a hill that cannot be hidden, carrying his light with me wherever I go. Blossom. Who told you that you weren't going to blossom? Who told you that you weren't going to grow? Your petals are delicate, your stem sturdy and strong, your thorns to protect from predators and prey, soil hidden in the richness of his splendor, your notice in the sunlight and even in the moonlight. The sunlight from his sun, eliminating the schemes and agendas, allowing you to stand sturdy, delicate, bountifully, and beautifully strong. You will rise. You will stand, and those surrounding you will marvel in awe at your beauty, because the creator of the universe wanted you to be that way. You are a rose. Even if you grew out of concrete, God has fine-tuned your soil with his. You will stand in the midst of your surroundings and still be beautiful. All will notice every radiant color and how striking you are, without no attention to the thorns that are there. Stand, beautiful rose. Blossom ever so beautifully and give off that fragrance that you were created for. I pray that you know how amazing you are. I pray that you reach your highest potential. I pray that every gift you have is released in your life. I pray that you walk in faith and not fear. I pray that you overcome your fears and that your tears are water to soil. I pray that your dreams become a reality. I pray that you share your gifts with the world, because what's inside of you deserves to be seen. I pray that you get through whatever is trying to bring you down. I pray that you know you deserve the best, so adjust your crown. I pray that you know that you are loved. I pray that you do not worry. I pray that you know that you can. I pray that you trust that you can. I pray that you tap into your capabilities with your resiliency, because you are resilient. You are here, aren't you? And you exist with the purpose. Your life is not an accident. I pray that you know that trials are temporary and joy will touch your heart. I pray that you inspire someone. I pray that I've inspired you. I pray.
Trust God, that love is everywhere, that we are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. Trust the love, trust God, that love is everywhere, that we are here perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. No one ever loses when one trusts in love, for love is something that will not ever fail. Love is the essence of the Spirit that is known by always giving. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that is showing. Love comes back and love renews. Yes, love renews. Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love. And will keep on being loved. And will keep on being loved. This is His holy way. So trust love and trust love. Trust God that love is everywhere. That we are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. 'Cause no one ever loses when one trusts in love, for love is to live within the holy breath of God. Love is the essence of the Spirit that is known by always giving. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that is showing. Love comes back and love renews. Yes, love renews. Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love. And we'll keep on being loved. And we'll keep on being loved. This is His holy way. So trust love and lean on love. Trust God that love is everywhere. That we are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. We are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word.